What defines a successful developer? Vision, the ability to see potential beyond current situations, to recognize a diamond in the rough.
It's his vision and his work ethic that set him apart.
His vision was about the seawall, and it began a long time ago. He felt very strongly that his legacy or his contributions would be the seawall, and he wanted that challenge. He wanted to redevelop the seawall into something that was going to be special.
Commitment, dedication to a pledge of action.
He certainly has his commitment to the success of the city of Galveston.
And it began with his first Landry's restaurant on 14th Street.
The San Luis, at the Hilton, at Landry's, at the Pleasure Pier, on the waterfront.
You know, I think Galveston and Kemah in this area is really the core of his business.
Tilman's commitment to Galveston gives us stability.
Growth, increase in number, size, and economic success.
I think about a quote that I read years ago in a book by Donald Trump, and he said, if you're going to think, you might as well think big.
I can't go to a single city these days without seeing one of his restaurants. I'm going to Soho and I look across and there's Vic and Anthony's.
Ocean Air and Morton's and McCormick and Schmick and a couple casinos.
And you know the same thing will happen in Mississippi and New Jersey and then who knows where else.
Involvement, the act of dedicated participation.
One of Tilman's greatest attributes to his developments is that he's all hands-on.
Tilman amazes me every time I'm with him in one of his properties about how closely he pays attention to every single aspect of that business.
It's legendary around here that when he actually bought the San Luis Hotel, that he would go around finding light bulbs that are out, because if there's light bulbs that are out and you can see it, you don't know what else is being missed that you can't see.
He's always pointing something out to somebody he works with that I would think, as a non-business guy, that this is something that the CEO would not pay attention to.
Reliability, the quality of being dependable in time of need.
When my wife, Gabrielle Giffords, was shot on January 8th of last year, one of the first people I called was Tilman. I needed to get out to Tucson as quickly as possible. And about halfway to Tucson in one of Tilman's airplanes, that's when they reported that Gabby had died. He was the guy that gave me the impetus to find out that Gabby actually hadn't died that day.
Energy, strength and vitality required for sustained mental or physical activity.
I think Tilman gets more accomplished after 2 o'clock in the morning than most people do when they're up all day.
It's just a continuous drive. I mean, having a conversation with Tilman.
Late night sitting around and just talking about ideas and projects. And
you may be worn out, but you'll have covered a broad range of areas and many ideas. And somehow he channels it all and makes it happen.
Creativity, the use of imagination and innovation in production.
Probably only Tilman would want to put a roller coaster out over the Gulf of Mexico off the beach.
Galveston's already this, attraction for the area, but certainly having something like that is going to really add to it.
I think the Pleasure Pier is the beginning, and the future, it could be pretty awesome.
Leadership, the ability to establish relationships that inspire and direct success.
I think a CEO of a company, just by definition, needs to be a very good leader. I think what makes Tilman special is he really cares about, he really cares about this company. And he's got great relationships with his employees. The ones that I know have been with him the entire span of his business. He's really, not only a leader of a very large corporation, but he's also a leader in the community. He really cares about the people, especially people in this community, and especially kids.
Economic impact, the augmentative effect on commerce, employment, and income.
Tilman is the largest private sector employer on the island. He's the largest commercial taxpayer on this island, second largest overall taxpayer.
We know we have a man and a company that is invested and committed here.
He grew up in Galveston, so he loves Galveston, he loves this area.
As his company grows, Galveston continues to be a highlight in his investments. People will recognize Tilman's investments here and want to know why either they're not here or how can they get here and be a part of the growing economics of Galveston Island.
To define innovation and entrepreneurship, Galveston need look no further than our inaugural recipient, the 2012 Developer of the Year Award, Mr. Tilman J. Fertitta.